Hi folks, hello. Lovely to see you all here. I can see some folks are still connecting to audio. That's absolutely fine. I'm just going to keep on talking so that you can connect to audio and you know that you can actually hear anything. The worst thing is when someone's really quiet, isn't it, when you're connecting to audio? We're going to be admitting a few folks on in because it is just gone 1 o'clock, so people have just maybe finished a meeting, finished their lunchtime, things like that. But this is a half-an-hour session, so it is also going to be a little whistle-stop tour. So we're going to be really cracking on in a minute or so. For now, though, can you just make sure that you are on mute and you've got your camera switched off? But folks will be in chat, to say hi and to have a bit of engagement. If you want to say hi in there, then please do feel welcome to do so. And I should say to check that we're all in the right place. I hope no one is expecting a yoga session, because I'm totally not. I'm not a yoga bunny. We're not doing yoga in this session. I'm really, really sorry. What we are doing, though, is the session Vocational Technology in Action as part of the UFI's week of VocTech, specifically AmplifyFE voices, just showing off the merch there. So this is going to be a session that is all about AmplifyFE and the practitioners who have been part of AmplifyFE in the past few years, part of that project. Oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, I can see a few more folks popping on in. Fantastic. Excellent. Lots of folks saying hi in the chat. We'll get started in just a few moments, everybody. Just letting everyone in. After lunchtime, I can see some fantastic people in the space with us today. Thank you very much.
Letting people in, Chloe, as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm just kind of like talking and clicking and talking and admitting. So thank you very much, Rachel, for doing that. Oh, Patrick, I'm so sorry that it's not a yoga session. I'm sorry that if you're disappointed changing out of your yoga kit there. But I'm going to say again, for those that are just let on in, this is the AmplifyFE, the first of 3 fantastic, of course, AmplifyFE sessions that are going to be going on this week. This one is all about the practitioners that have been involved in AmplifyFE the past few years and have been making it what it is, because it is not what it is without the practitioners. So we're going to get started in a moment, and I have with me Rachel here, who's also going to be sharing her experience, and we're also going to hear from 2 other practitioners too. But just before we get started, just to remind everyone to mute themselves, switch your cameras off, and also so that you don't have like a sea of names, if you want to just see those of us that are speaking, go up to your top right-hand corner where it says view and change it to hide non-video participants, and you'll just see myself and Rachel. All right, and like I said before, please do chat in chat. We will be in chat to say hi to you all there. All right, let's get started then. Okay, everyone, so just another check that we're all in the right space. Today, live, we have with us myself, of course, and also that's me as the community lead for AmplifyFE, and also we have with us Rachel Owner, who's going to be sharing her experience as a practitioner who's been involved with AmplifyFE. We've also got Joyce Hui Shen and also Abby Kearns. They've cannot unfortunately be with us here live today, so they've shared some videos with us, which is fantastic, sharing their experiences with AmplifyFE and specifically the community space. I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a moment. Just so you know, you'll also have access to all of the slides that I'm going to be sharing with you, including all the videos that I'm going to share and that Rachel's going to share, so you can access them a little later, including all of our links, so that you can go and access all the AmplifyFE great stuff after the session. So let's get started. You might be sitting there thinking, what actually is AmplifyFE? So I thought it was prudent for me to explain a little tiny introduction as to what AmplifyFE is to get us started. And the AmplifyFE network is led by ALT, or the Association for Learning Technology, in partnership with, of course, fantastic UFI. Many thanks to UFI for helping us run this project for the past few years. It launched 3 years ago in October 2020, and it connects. I think that number might even be out of date. I think it's more than that, 2,200. I don't know whether Lynn or Marin are in the room and in chat and can tell me whether that is out of date and how out of date that figure might be. But I know it's a fantastically large number of practitioners that we connect within the further education and vocational education sector. And when we do say FE and vocational education, we do mean in its widest breadths as well. So some of you may be from HE, some of you may be in loads of different aspects of FE, including ITPs, community learning, also offender learning in prisons. Like, we really do see FE in its broadest, most fantastic and colourful terms. So there's different ways that AmplifyFE does what it does, and there's different strands of it. We've got the digital practice research and sector case studies, and that is, I'm going to point to this image. There's a reason why I put this lovely photo. I mean, I love lovely photos, especially of real people. This is of our team, including Patrick. Patrick, not in his yoga gear, is here in on this image at the ALT conference earlier in the year in September. But the lady who's been doing fantastic research in the sector, that is Lynn. I know that you're here. That's the lady in pink. And also Marin, who's the lady in black standing next to her. They are going to be doing a session tomorrow. So ladies, if any of you want to put the link in chat, then please do. And that will be about no, Lynn, sorry. Yes, that will be tomorrow, all about what works with digital practice in the sector. Next, we've also got the community practice sector audits that have been going on since 2020 and shown how communities of practice, how important they are in our sector, and how they have increased as well over the past few years. And that is the lady standing on the other side of Lynn. That is Emma, who's not with us in the session today, but I know that she would have loved to have been. And she she's been really taking charge of those sector audits. And then we've also got the strong networking community for practitioners. We're all about sharing, collaborating and learning from one another. And lastly, we've now got, which is relatively the new strand to AmplifyFE, and that is the community space. And that is something that I've been leading on. And I also noticed that we've got another member, a new member of the AmplifyFE team in the session with us, which is Lou. Hi, Lou. You might see her out and about. She's a new member of the team, but I do know that she's been advocating for and cheerleading AmplifyFE for a long time now. So if you do see her at any events knocking about, do say hi to her, because she's absolutely lovely. So let's crack on. All right. I just wanted to share with you this fantastic map. You might have noticed it on the picture behind us, that was behind us at the ALT event, at the ALT conference there in our little stand. We've also got a physical version of it that we've been asking people to put all of their different communities of practice on. So this image was drawn up from one of the original audits a few years ago now in 2020. And you might have seen this image about. We've turned it into stickers, into postcards. We've shared it in our digest, and there's also a fantastic remixer, so you can go online and like add your own communities of practice on there to get a little digital tile to share with folks. Again, all the links to all these kinds of things are going to be on the slides afterwards, so you can have a little play with that yourself too. But we've been on tour this year, going to lots of different events like the BLC event, SEG event. We've got the SET event as well. There's a lot of acronyms in FE, I have noticed, included FE itself, and loads more this at the end of this year as well. And we've been taking it with us and asking folks to write on it, or put post-it notes, because not everyone wants to write directly on it, but just to add their communities of practice physically and practically to this map. The other things that we've been doing as part of the community space is we've got our monthly digest. So if you're not signed up to that already, obviously I'd recommend you please do. We also have been involved in Twitter chats, including the week of VocTech last year. We had the Twitter chat as part of that. We also have led on UK FE chat. That was every Thursday. It's now every, Lynn, forgive me, is it every third Thursday of the month? We do UK FE chat now, 8 p.m. There is a blog about that as well, which I can share a little bit later. We've got our the AmplifyFE blog, we've got webinars, monthly webinars, and we've got monthly podcasts. There's going to be a podcast dropping tomorrow. So keep an ear out, as it's a podcast, for that fantastic blog podcast. And that is by Vicky Leogier, talking about being curious. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Before I pass on over to the first of our practitioners, Joyce, who's going to share about the things she's been doing with AmplifyFE, I just wanted to share a few of the things here from lots of different practitioners. This is our podcast on the right-hand side, different kinds of things that we've got podcasts about. This is just a nice informal chat with myself about the great things going on in digital in the sector. The last one was with Chris Barnett about decentralizing the classroom. And if you've listened to that, and even if you've not listened to that, but you're wondering what that's about, what is this potato about, go and see Chris's session on Friday, because he's going to do a webinar, half an hour, and it is going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. We've also got a few blogs on left-hand side. You can see Rachel's there. She'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. These are all links, so you can click on them directly when you go in there. I also want to point out this one here, from teacher to technologist, week 1. This is Isla Flood, who's recently gone from a teacher to a technologist, and we're following her journey over the next year together. And the last one is FE Superheroes, in celebration of all the different community contributions, because as I said at the beginning, the AmplifyFE community space would not be what it is without all the fantastic FE superheroes contributing towards it, including a few of the folks that, as you can see, we've got in the second column here, we've got Rachel, Joyce, and Abby, and they're the 3 practitioners that I have asked to come here today and share their experiences. So without further ado, I'm going to shush, because I'm not as important as Rachel, Abby, and Joyce are. So I'm going to pass on over to Joyce, who is going to kick us off and share with us the importance that what AmplifyFE has done for her and her practice.
Hi, my name is Joyce Yihui Chen. I'm a Quality Enhancement Manager at the College of West Anglia, Norfolk, England. A lot of my work involves teacher education, staff development, research, and quality initiatives. I have involved in many different digital projects, for example, writing blogs via social media, and also get involved in talking about practitioner research at various forums, particularly with AmplifyFE. The reason why I would like to talk about using digital tools to support our professional development is you often get wider reach and feedback from people who are passionate about the sector, and to provide the feedback to you to improve your practice and also your thinking. One of the examples is I was invited to deliver a webinar via AmplifyFE about my current research and study, particularly around intersectionality. Within that webinar, I received feedback via using Menti, and the feedback has been really helpful to shape my thinking and also my writing and so on. There's another example of using digital platforms and tools. For example, I have set up an internal podcast with a colleague talking about teaching, learning, and assessment, and we use different platforms to share our thinking. Another example will be setting up the College of West Anglia Research and Innovation Forum. It's a monthly event online. Through that platform, we also amplify practitioners' work, not just from the further education, but it's also to the wider reach of higher education, community education, adult education, and so on. Through that platform, I like to use it to amplify, the extent and the depth of our knowledge in our sector and out of our sector. Finally, what I would like to say is those opportunities don't come by themselves. It's really important to think about, how we can make use of those tools to benefit and help the wider community and society. I would like to say that AmplifyFE has been an anchor to support my professional development. They provided the platforms and the support that would nurture, the wider community that I'm passionate about, particularly the further education sector. There's so much good practice coming out of the sector, but we are not amplifying them enough. So thank you very much, and thank you for listening to me.
Now, I know Joyce isn't here, but she may watch this back, and I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Joyce for doing that. And also in her, this is to Joyce, Abby, and yourself, Rachel, actually, for even coming and taking the time to do this and share your experiences with us and with everyone. Joyce also she did it all, really. She every opportunity she could take, she was like, oh, I'll do a webinar, I'll do a blog. Because the thing about AmplifyFE, it's kind of like it's dual, right? It's it doesn't have the content there for the community space. The the blogs and the webinars and the podcasts don't exist without practitioners that actually want to contribute, and then there's those that then want to engage. So it's really important to kind of like have that give and take, and that is, and I see that so much. That's what's so exciting about the sector that we're in anyway. So she mentioned about, for example, she's done a webinar, but she's also written a blog, and she wrote that blog when she was drafting an article as part of Future FE pedagogies. So, and it helped her then to have a mentee at the end to ask for people's reflections and thoughts and comments. So, and it's fantastic to hear her being inspired to further amplify for others within her own college as well, with the podcast and all the events that she's doing. So without further ado, I'm going to pass on over to yourself, Rachel, as well. So,
hi, my name is...
There we are. Sorry, Joyce. We're not hearing from Joyce again. We are hearing from Rachel. Lovely to have you here, Rachel.
Thank you, Chloe, and thank you very, very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to come and speak to people here today. And I'm also from Norfolk. There's a bit of Norfolk bias going on there with my dear old friend Joyce, two fellow Norfolk practitioners there. So thank you for that. Yeah, my name's Rachel Owner. I am a freelance consultant and also a teacher trainer. Thank you, Maren. Thank you very much. I'm going to come to the CMALT in a moment. And when Chloe asked me if I wanted to come and say something about the work of AmplifyFE, about the work of communities, about the work of specialists, and looking at the expertise, which is something that Maren said in chat a second ago about appreciate how much expertise is coming from the sector. And I think the fact is that this is the forum where we can shout about it and share this information, because there's just so many fantastic things going on. So I'm not going to rabble, I'm just going to get to the point. I've put my own little tapestry on a slide here, because thinking about what AmplifyFE work I've been involved in, what community work I've been involved in, FE community work, and I've put a few of the highlights on this slide, really. And obviously FE tapestry, we've got AmplifyFE, all of those great networking opportunities have given us a really good voice, and it's been lovely to have had hashtag ESOL being involved in some of that also. I'm the current national co-chair of NOTECLA and ESOL I'm passionate about, so it's been great to be able to take part in that. And on the back of that, actually, I was really surprised and really delighted one day to get a little note through to say that I'd been nominated and selected to be one of the GIST community champions. Thank you to the lovely Chloe for nominating me. It was a total surprise and I was very flattered. But basically, the reason for that was being able to draw together the ESOL community at a very, very difficult time. It was a difficult time for the whole world, obviously. It was 2020, the start of the pandemics, and everybody was really scared and really nervous about delivering online, worrying about whether or not you have the digital skills to be able to cope with this scary new world. So together with practitioners in the TechCare, including lovely Chloe, we set about putting on some online events to support ESOL teachers that were feeling isolated. And actually, I think it's fair to say that traditionally digital skills haven't been used and haven't been exploited in ESOL. You know, the language teaching is very practical, you know, very, verbal, lots of, worksheets and handouts and cards and role plays, not so much on the digital technology side. So yes, there was a lot of actual sort of, catching up to do, to be fair, by the sector. So we set up some webinars, some free forums, and we also encouraged other FE practitioners to speak at these forums, just to give webinars themselves. And it just took off really, really well. It was such a fantastic experience, and we had such positive feedback from fellow ESOL practitioners to say how they felt valued, that they felt that they had a voice, and that they could share with others. Now, one of the great things about being nominated for a community champion is that we got to go to DigiFest this year. So earlier on in March, we went to DigiFest in Birmingham, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was 2 days of networking, some great inspirational workshops, etc. And what I'm actually going to do is, if it's okay, Chloe, I'm going to share, and then I'm going to ask you to share back again in a second, because what I'd love to do is I'd just love to share a very quick snippet of a video, because they surprised me at DigiFest and they said, Rachel, would you like to be interviewed for DigiFest TV? And I said, well, all right then, not knowing that I was going to be the first one up, and was going to be asked about the community work, but it gave me the opportunity to give the ESOL community a voice. So here's just a very quick snippet of that interview.
Really. Perfect. Yeah, great couple of days ahead. So you're a community champion at GIST. Why are communities so important?
I think they're vital. So my particular community is for English and ESOL teachers. So ESOL stands for English for Speakers of Other Languages, and my organisation supports ESOL tutors in further education, but also in a wide range of settings. So colleges, community learning, charities, offender learning, across the board. And it's very important, I think, to be able to provide a space where they can network, they can liaise with like-minded people. I think really it's about professional identity, to be able to share and have a voice for their sector, and also to be able to reach out. So if they've got an issue about any particular area of their delivery, they can maybe see if anyone else has gone through the same issues, look for resolutions, and just share good practice all round, really.
Perfect.
So there we go. That's my rationale for taking part in these wonderful networking opportunities that were brought from us. And on the back of that, we discovered some great new digital technology, some lovely ways of integrating digital technologies within our teaching. And then I was asked by AmplifyFE to write a blog. So I wrote a blog, and there's a little screenshot of it on screen, and I think we're giving you the link to that as well, about developing digital skills in teaching ESOL, and how it really does matter, not just to give our practitioners the confidence to be able to deliver this in class, but also to obviously build up the skills of our learners and prepare them for the future. And I think the blog has been pretty well received, so I'm really pleased about that. And finally, that before I hand back over to Chloe, or actually to Abby, I just wanted to say that that also I've been really fortunate to be able to use some of this evidence and some of these experiences to put towards my CMALT portfolio, which yesterday I got the result, and I've been awarded a CMALT accreditation, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a lovely badge, and it's great to have on that certificate that I'm representing ESOL as well. So I hope that all of these networking opportunities continue, really. Thank you. And I'm going to hand over to Abby now, who's also recorded a video, I think.
She has indeed. Thank you very much, Rachel. Before I press go, I just wanted to point out there was something that you said in that thing in your interview, your very off the cuff interview, which you did fantastically, by the way. And you mentioned opportunities to share. And I think, you know, depending on where you are in the sector, in fact, anywhere in the sector, sometimes it can be quite isolating. It can be quite difficult to share and have those opportunities. I myself am from community learning, and I know Abby is as well. This is my link in. We're both from community learning, and sometimes it can be quite an isolating sector. So to have something where you can like share and have those opportunities is so very important. So let's hear from Abby. By the way, the sound on this is a little bit echoey, but I hope it should be okay. I've listened to it a few times. It should be all right for everybody. But if not, remember you can access it a little bit later with our captions.
Hi, Chloë Hynes. I'm an artist teacher from Essex, and I'm here to talk to you today about my involvement with AmplifyFE. So my involvement probably started on what is called Twitter, but engaging with the tweet. Hi, Chloë Hynes. I'm an artist teacher from Essex, and I'm here to talk to you today about my involvement with AmplifyFE. So my involvement probably started on what is called Twitter, but engaging with the tweets, seeing other people's podcasts and webinars that they were doing and engaging that way. So I was really pleased when I was invited to go and chat with Chloë about my research, which was into artist teachers in adult community learning. So an often forgotten part of FE. And during that podcast, we really focused in on the role of digital within my research. So first of all, looking at how I've used it within my research process, so in online interviews and online focus groups, and how I then utilised digital to bring together this community of artist teachers that I kind of assembled throughout my research journey. So I partnered with Norwich University of the Arts, who I was doing my PhD with at the time, and also with the National Society for Art and Design Education. And we hosted this one-day spectacular conference, which was all hosted on Zoom. We utilised all the different features that come with that. So we had a hashtag that we were sharing on social media. We had breakout rooms, we had a chat function, and people were welcome to contribute and talk. It was a wonderful way to bring people together that were separated across the country, essentially. So we chatted about that during the podcast. Outside of the podcast, Chloë and I are also talking about other things that I kind of do. Being an artist, I do lots of creative things, and one of those things is kind of collage. We're talking about how we could perhaps bring that into the AmplifyFE space, and it was suggested that perhaps I would do a workshop towards the end of term. So that's what we've done in July, but obviously we wanted to put that digital spin on it. So I said, well, actually, we can do a digital collage workshop. And we utilise things like PowerPoint and clip art and colours and font and text, and explored how we could use those to create digital collages for reflection. So we could look back on the academic year that had been and use all of those different tools online to create our own collages, to decompress a little bit, to reflect on what happened, perhaps reflect on what we want the future to look like. And it was wonderful. It was really nice to engage with the people that were in the session, but also, because it was recorded, you could see people engaging after the session as well. I think that was a powerful part of social media. I saw a few posts on like LinkedIn of people's collages that they had created, which was always wonderful. And also people chatting about how they might use them with their own learners or going forward. So that was exciting. So I think AmplifyFE really offers those kind of platforms to widen your network and engage with people that perhaps you wouldn't cross paths with in real life, as it were. So those are the two things that I've done with AmplifyFE so far. And I'd say the main thing that I've taken away from both of those things is just this sense of community. It's really nice to see when people engage in what you've been doing, And I think because digital has become such an important part of all of our lives, it's nice to contribute to that and feel like you're putting something out there. So, the podcast exists still and the workshop exists still as well. So if you fancy engaging in a bit of reflection, you can go dig out that digital collage reflection workshop and have a go. Engage in the hashtag as well and let us see what it is that you've created.
Oh, thank you very much, Abby. Like she says, you can go onto our website and you can go and watch that digital collage workshop. You might want to do it after this week, okay? After all the sessions you've been to this week, go and watch Abby's workshop on digital reflection and maybe do a collage and share it with us, and definitely use the hashtags for AmplifyFE and also UFI as well. Let us know. I'm just sharing with you here just a few little bits and bobs that are coming up with AmplifyFE over the coming months. You can see we've had a great term so far, and we've now got 17th November. That's this Friday. The Game Is Never Won by Standing in One Place for Too Long by Chris Barnett. That is an fantastic session. I know Lynn saw it at LSRN a few months ago, and it's fantastic, and we had to have him come and do it as a webinar, and he's going to do it for you on Friday as part of the week of VocTech. And then we've also got just talking about AI, of course, but also specifically about assessment and AI, and that's going to be on the 1st of December. We've also got podcasts going on. Just go and check it all out. And if you want to get involved, go and look at the slides, and there's links there, how to contact the team and also how to get involved, including how to sign up to our digest. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and say thank you all very much, because we've gone over just 2 minutes at your lunchtime. I really, really appreciate you coming here and being with us today, and huge thanks again to Abby, to Joyce, and also of course to Rachel, and huge congratulations. I'm just going to get my reactions back up again to say huge congratulations to Rachel on your CMAL, fresh, hot off the press.
Thank you. Thanks. Lovely to see people here today.
Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic afternoon. Oh, there's another that Tom has put in the chat. There's a session on assessment this afternoon with NCFE, and you can click on that link and go and get yourself booked on if you're interested in that as well. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.